Okay, so we're in pretty dang deep today, but I am like super fascinated by this deck. This is not the first time we've messed around with Power Conduit plus Aether Vial plus Urza Saga. I think that these three cards have a lot of potential. I was doing a lot of work with them last night trying to figure out like a mono white show kind of movie. So I guess maybe I should. I've had like a lot of different drafts of this three cards. The only like deck I've ever streamed that has this idea was like this like really deep in there, like more in on charge counter, core capper, corridor monitor, Kiki combo deck. This deck was pretty sick. It was very cool, very explosive. I was just kind of looking for another shell for this engine where Power Conduit being able to like turn top decked vials into like good sources of mana is a really interesting deal. Being able to get it ahead of curve where you're vialing in a 4-drop on turn 3 with the card is pretty interesting. This is just like a good little engine. Saga gets your Aether Vial, Power Conduit takes your counters off Saga, lets you loop it every single turn. It's just like a cute little engine. And I was just kind of like looking for different places to play the combo in, and a lot of them were Imperial Recruiter decks. Recruiter's a very good card to pair with Aether Vial. And like I was like, for a little while I was trying to play like, can we play like a Rakdos Yawgmoth deck? Can we play like a Mardu Yawgmoth deck? For some reason I was kind of hesitant to like get into green, and then I realized Power Conduit also just can reset Undying. You can just peel the +1 counter off your Yawgmoth and have a blocker every single turn. Can peel the -1 counter off Young Roots, also off of Wall of Roots, and put it wherever you want to. Can peel a counter off Orcish Bowmaster token. Obviously, just a lot of sources of counters in the Yawgmoth deck. And when I realized that, I was like, well, I guess I needed to try to build it in Yawgmoth, and it's been pretty interesting. I don't have like a lot of conclusive evidence about the build, but I do think from my off-stream testing it's good enough to stream. I think that it is maybe, I don't know, I don't even know that I necessarily think this deck is less consistent than normal Yawg, but maybe more fragile now to disenchants and stuff. But you definitely have some games where it just feels like there's not anything your opponent can do, and like Vial is just such a like dominating force. Yeah, you can also Vial in Arbor turn 0. Truth of 23 months, min with the 6, thank you. I don't know. Yeah, this deck it's pretty in there. I'm pretty proud of it. This is like an idea I'm like super excited to stream with. So let's get into it. Oh, this is a hand that does want a Blood Crypt in the deck. Pretty normal Yawgmoth hand. Any thoughts on Essence Warden? I kind of hate Essence Warden, to be honest. I think that card sucks. So why not cut the Saga package for now? Test Recruiter Vial on a proper mana base. I with peace and love, let me cook. You know what I mean? This. Let me. Come on, dude. I don't know. I know you mean well, but like, please, with peace and love, let me cook. Yeah, it's cool, it's cool. I'm gonna move on. Mill Power Conduit. So I have a bunch of Break the Ices in the sideboard for Thran specifically, which I think is just such a hard matchup for Yawgmoth. I don't know how many I'm going to bring in against them. I think I will bring in some copies. Especially with them having the Gardens in the deck, also the Crumbling Vestige. It does have a reasonable number of targets, maybe 3. We'll think about it a little bit more. Obviously, Chord of Calling, very nice here. Any scenario that I Chord of... Yeah, I mean, I actually, sorry, I'm like basically always courting for one here, so... Looking like we're in pretty good shape. Aggie, 13 months, thank you. Yeah, I consider Magus of the Moon. Could be still correct to play it just because it's so impactful against Titan. Felt very odd with the Urza sagas. Okay, well, winning our game ones. Gonna bring in the Mites, considering the Chalice of the Void. I think let's probably play 3 Break the Ice, maybe mess with the numbers a little bit. So up to 3 Mites total. I don't think we're gonna bring in Fatal Push. I do think I'm gonna cut all my Orcish Bowmasters. Could trim a Power Conduit also. Quick creature check for Vial, 26. Grist is also pretty mid in this matchup. 25. Is a deck for Cauldron? I don't know. I mean, yes, like Yawgmoth in general, sure. It would be maybe a little bit better in this build because it's, you know, artifact for Saga, although I don't really value that a ton, I guess. Yeah, Chalice for Unzero. But I gotta stream. I have still a full like eight days before Wild Spell Drain comes out. I gotta just focus on this stuff for now. I think the person had a valid question. Always good to have an interactive chat. We have a very interactive chat. I answer questions constantly. I explained the ideas behind like the whole stuff, like the Power Conduit Vial stuff. I think pretty in depth at the beginning of the stream, but I don't know. We just move the fuck on. But do you not see me like I feel like I interact with chat so much more than anybody else. Come on. I have like one of the sweetest decks I've played in a long time, and it's just trying to stun lock me, I guess. Good old turn 2 ring. Yeah, the question's like I spent like yesterday after this, I did a stream early so I could do my YouTube video. It took me like 4 hours to do my YouTube video. I spend like the next 4 hours trying to find something interesting to play, trying to find something cool to brew. I find this. I don't build it perfectly, I know, but like I have 3 matches. I think it's sweet. I think it's like one of the best ideas I've had like all year. I think this is genuinely one of the coolest ideas I have all year. And just like one of the first comments is like, why not play this? You know, it just tilts. You know, just a tilting thing. Okay, don't think we're recording for the Dryad Arbor here. Yeah, peeling the -1 counters off the Wall of Roots is cool. So Ruth, the 26 months, thank you. So next we can go Grist and Chord for Mite and pop the Mites. Really need them to not have much, but it's hard because they've drawn like 3 extra cards. Yeah, it's okay, Keld, it's okay. And it's obviously like, you know, you don't know that, it's fine. I'm not... I would just prefer to move on. Yeah, maybe I just keep forgetting that Amulet has all these rings. Maybe I do need to be leaving more Bowmasters in, or some Bowmasters in. So I guess we can go Recruiter for Mite, cast Mite, And maybe I just kill the amulet. Maybe I just kill amulet. And then try to win with Yawgmoth next turn. Seems like an okay line. Power Conduit minus in Saga? It doesn't work that way. You can't take counters off of your opponent's permanents. You can put counters, you can put charge counters or +1 counters on your opponent's stuff, though.
Do you want some cauliflower and eggs?
Some what?
Cauliflower and eggs.
No, thank you. But thank you.
Everyone's rejecting my cauliflower and eggs.
Does Recruiter get every creature in the deck? Yes, I think so. Not the endurances in the board. Could have Chord for 1 addition to casting and using Mite this turn if you had tapped differently. Yeah, but we want to save it for Yawgmoth. No, Recruiter does get Grist. Grist is a 1/1 creature in other zones. Okay, so... yeah, we don't really have enough mana to win this turn, unfortunately. Oh, they have a counterspell? Wow, Swan Song. Okay, game 3. Was not really expecting to get Swan Songed. Okay, I'm gonna play at least. Let's play 1 Bowmaster minus 1 Grist. Maybe 2. Yeah, like this. First deck you breathe, the Recruiter looks powerful. What, did you see the charge counter Kiki Jiki deck? I thought it was also in that deck too. Okay, we have a turn 1 Vial for the first time. I think it's likely that I could be, or should be, playing Saga turn 1 to get like a second Haywire Mite. Needle? Yeah, maybe Needle for Ring is correct. I don't know, there's something about my brain right now that I just like the Titan just isn't a ring deck in my mind, but they just play 4. With the Mites though, I think it's, you know, not the worst to not play it. I like is the one with Period and Lord revealed the best. Yeah, that's one that was doing the best and was the one I liked the best too. Yeah. Okay, so we get to Mite the Saga next turn. Although maybe we need to Mite the Amulet instead. We can Mite the Saga anyways. Let's see. So can we do both? We don't have enough green for Chord, I guess, this turn. So we'll just pass, Vial in the Bowmaster, potentially. So maybe possible that I want to be able to Bowmaster ETB, kill the Construct. I think not super duper likely. Isn't it correct to cast Mite and leave Vial up as takeout? As a fake out? I guess. I think against Titan specifically, it's not a matchup that the fake out matters that much in, to be honest. Or the takeout. So maybe we needed a 4th Haywire Mite, huh? You have some Break the Ices in the deck, I guess. Do you think we should Mite this Saga this turn? Your Swamp's kind of bad because I still need another green. Could get Grist also and kill the Dryad. You can't Mite does not kill Dryad. But Grist does. But if I'm gonna do that, I almost just want to like take a turn to kill the. Oh no, I should Grist this turn because next turn this is gonna allow me to Chord of Calling. Although I'm a little bit scared, I'm just kind of cold to bounce land Titan here. I'm not dead to it, but I'm not doing very well against it. Grab Wall of Recruiter, can Chord for Mine and pop into upkeep. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how good it is to like be minus a Chord plus a Wall. Obviously, you have a million lines with this deck. We're not going to play it perfectly. We'll feel bad if we lost after, like 3 pretty relevant turns of interaction. Although they get Expedition maps, so seemingly they don't have a bounce land, but they do have a 3rd amulet or 2nd amulet, but we also had killed the Saga. What did we kill? We killed... Yeah, we killed 2 amulets. This is 3rd amulet. But they don't have a bounce land, so we're likely still okay at the moment. They play Otawara for turn. So 1 Haywire Mite is not going to stop them from tightening. I'm going to leave this on 3 for now. 2nd Chord of Calling is interesting. So I can Violent Recruiter, cast Mite. Then I can Chord. But if I Chord, I am not activating Mite. I can Recruiter for Yawgmoth. Recruiter for Yawgmoth, cast Yawgmoth, Chord for Yawgmoth. Not sure that accomplishes enough either. Doesn't Mite and Saga stop it next turn? Oh, right, because they go -1 mana. Okay, yeah, sorry. I was like, if I kill this, they still have 6, but you can kill this, they are -1 mana, huh? What's the best way to go about this? I think it's probably to... Okay, so I can go... Yeah, I guess I can't Recruiter for Yawgmoth, then Chord for Mite, then activate Mite. I'm missing 1 green. I can go Recruiter for Wall, cast Wall. Recruiter for Wall, cast Wall, then I'm activating the Mite in their upkeep, and then I have a Wall in play, which helps my Chord of Calling for next turn. So yeah, I think because I drew the 2nd chord, that's the line. They do get to make another Saga token on their upkeep if they want, but I'm like pretty okay with that. Hard deck, hard deck. Hard tier, 25 months, thank you. Oh, I can activate it. The Mite on my turn, so I don't actually even have to. Let them make another Saga token. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were supposed to play Magus, because you have Saga in the deck, but it's maybe fine. Recruit for my kill Saga seems most but yeah, I mean, obviously, like, yeah, we determined that we're doing that. Just like, do we also get Wall of Roots? Do we get something else? There's just like a million decisions. I could even next turn save a mana on my Chord by ticking the Vial up to 4 and then recording for Recruiter for Yawgmoth instead of recording for Yawgmoth. So I might do that next turn. Is the fourth counterspell always better than the first force negation? Nope. Not always. Usually though. So now we can attack. Azusa gives them enough mana to cast a Titan here, unfortunately. We're not dead to it. We're at 24. I don't think they can double strike anyways. They've also messed up here. They have not tapped. I think that they have not tapped their growth chamber for mana, and yeah, they fucked up. So maybe now they're going to channel Otawara, but then that would maybe leave them with no bounce land in their hand. I think their hand is a Titan and then a mystery card. They do pick up Otawara. What do they even channel it on? The Vial? Yeah, yesterday we played against two, like... Oh, I don't know, hard to say if they're inexperienced or if they just, like, misclicked on Magic Online. I don't know that my opponent's really done anything else that indicates they're inexperienced. Yeah, maybe, Dom Harvey inspiring people. Another turn 1 Vial hand. Opponents revealed Gigantha, so Gigantha Mire, usually Grixis Shadow. So turn 1 Monkey. Well, we have Bowmasters, we have Grist, but we are going to get hit by the Monkey at least once. Probably just once. What is the Power League? Do you mean the Super League? Yeah, Super League. It used to be a thing that the Wizards would do all the time. It was the format that they featured was usually Vintage, or most commonly Vintage, occasionally Modern. I don't know if they ever did any other format, but it's like a 16-player, like just kind of showcased tournament that they drag out over the course of a couple months, and it's a really good time. I'm happy to be a part of it. Starting this Wednesday, starting tomorrow. I'm in pod 3, so my match isn't for like two weeks, but Very cool that they brought it back. Oh, they're Jund. Cool. It's a great draw. Let's go and play our Saga this turn. Vintage Super thing was not a Wizards thing at all. Well, it's like... I guess I'm a little confused by it. Like, it's... Because, like, I guess maybe I just think, like, Randy is a Wizards employee. Maybe he wasn't at the time. But I know it was, like, Randy Bueller who put it on. And, like, this time it's, like, it is sponsored by Wizards employees. Or sponsored by Daybreak Games or something. Like, it is... But, like, it's, like, Honorog and Will Hall who kind of put it together. But Will works for Wizards, so I just don't really know. But it's cool. It's going to be fun. It was Randy's personal thing. Okay, I always thought that it was, like, something Randy was putting on for Wizards, but... I guess it was just my perception rather than a fact, huh? Does the 2-drop adventure card replace Goyf? I don't know. I would kind of like to play it alongside Goyf, but I do like that card. What's the format in the new one? It's modern. It's modern. Is there a link? Yeah, you can find it on my Twitter. You can find it on you know a lot of Magic Twitter stuff. I should probably have a command for it. Maybe a mod can set up a command with like the links I reposted yesterday. If not, you know, I can get it set up at some point. Okay, research desk and a second Tarmogoyf. Come on, Vial Gristed next turn rather than playing it this turn, potentially. Let's see what we draw. I'm playing kind of slow. Second Vial. So I'm probably getting Haywire Mite off my Saga or Drum. Guess Drum would make some sense. Taking 6 is a lot. Taking 8 is more. They reveal Rin 6 and Fatal Push. They decide they would rather have a Rin 6 than a Push. What makes the new 4-mana enchantment better than Urza? I'm like 100. It's okay. I do think I said in the video. Maybe I didn't, but being green is like much better than being blue. Being a enchantment is better than being a creature. And that's mostly it. It is obviously comparable to Urza, similar to Urza, but it's like really relevant that it's green and not blue because it works so well with Gingerbread Cabin. It's kind of hard to play Gingerbread Cabin in an Urza deck. Not impossible, but not easy. Yeah, you can Vial Griston. And planning to do it next turn. So if I think that I'm probably making 2 Saga tokens. This way my first Saga token can kill their Rin. You said in the PowerPoint Confectioneer is an infinite combo of Took, but it isn't. Took only makes 1 food no matter how tokens are made. We talked about it like kind of at length on stream yesterday. Maybe I need to reread it, but you know, we talked about it at length yesterday. This is the impression I'm under. But I'm so okay. So Peregrine Took only makes 1 food no matter how many tokens are made. So, let's read it again. Usually Karsten isn't wrong. If 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus additional food. Yeah, no, it's. I hate to say it, you're wrong. It breaks my heart every time. to utter the wrong taste foul upon my tongue. Let's get Mite, a little bit of life. So I'm gonna kill the Ren and 6, Vial and Grist. Could sacrifice Mite so I'm not dead to like Red and 6 plus Bolt. And then chump block, playing the chump block to go away with Yawgmoth. Could also plus Grist. Definitely wrong. It's okay. Like, it's complicated interaction. I also like had to like really read it a few times yesterday. Do you think you should be playing some number of Del spells with up the Beanstalk? The thing is, like, the Del, like, the only good Del spell in Modern is Murktide Regent, really. Like, Murderous Cut is okay. Like, I probably should have had listed Murderous Cut with up the Beanstalk. I don't think that there's really another Delve spell that is going to work super well with it. Let's leave the Vial on 3, because right now my Recruiters are kind of locked out. They're also kind of dead. They're just, if they have nothing else, they're just dead to my attack here. They don't have nothing else. They have a Bowmaster to kill my Grist, so we've got a pretty good game. Thoughtseize plus Bowmaster, pretty good hand for them to have had here. I think we're still a little bit ahead. Lots of good draws here, of course. The Saga grabbing Vial help? I mean, not this game, but in general, yes. So how are we attacking, if at all? I think attacking with just both constructs seems pretty good. With my opponent having no cards in their hand, we don't die to any single card. We almost definitely get a single chump block here. It's also pretty likely that my opponent just has to not attack with Tarmogoyf, which, if we can put them in a spot where they're not attacking with Tarmogoyf, then we should probably be attacking. Feels like you should take the Vials in case you drew Yawgmoth. The problem is, with taking up Vials, I don't have any red mana in play at the moment, so, like, Recruiter is, like, an actual dead draw. I have 4 Recruiters left, 3 Yawgmoths left, so I think it makes more sense to play to Recruiter. If I do draw Recruiter, I could Vial and Recruiter now, Vial and Yawgmoth next turn, Vial and Recruiter cast Grist now. But I agree, if I could cast my Recruiter in my mana base, then I would have definitely taken up to 4, but now I did draw a red source, so taking up to 4 seems good for next turn. Thanks, Marv. Also, thanks, Marv. You're always like so ahead of the curve too. I saw the pinned comment thing too. It's very cool. Oh, I forgot about the desk. So I guess we do die to draw on 1 mana removal spell, desk into 1 mana removal spell. They find a Rin and 6. Thankfully, it doesn't kill any of my creatures at the moment. Oh yeah, we also have Dryad Arbor. Which just puts them dead. Wait, they're fetching? Okay, so they're not dead anymore. They go to 1. Yeah, let's just pass. I'll take both Vials up now. Okay, so obviously I'm thrilled to have drawn Yawgmoth. What do I do with it is going to be a kind of a difficult question. Or maybe it's not that difficult. The Bowmaster, I guess, makes it a bit trickier. No fetch red. I might want to fetch for Dryad Arbor instead. Kill both X1s, win. The problem is if I kill Orcish Bowmaster, they get another 1/1. But I guess yeah, I could actually just sack Yawgmoth to kill Bowmaster, the other Yawgmoth to kill the token, and then Dryad Arbor to kill Ragavan, attack with everything and win. Okay, that does work. We go to 1 if they target my face. Notably not 0. This deck is sick. I'm like very excited about it. Don't kill Bowmaster before you draw. Oh, they've messed up here, so now I even don't have to sack the Dryad Arbor. Lobes for the 7th, because then now they don't get their token anymore. Not that they had a line to get them out of it, so this is not a big deal. But Bowmaster always triggers against Yawgmoth at least once. If you put a -1 counter on the Bowmaster, they do get to trigger it. The trigger is resolving all at once, and so the Bowmaster is not dead to do state-based actions, and it sees you draw a card. Okay. Up a game against Jund Saga. Likely going to be a Fatal Push matchup. Likely going to be a Needle matchup for Ren and 6. Don't think we're going to bring in the second Mite. I think I'll play 1 Haywire Mite. This is the kind of matchup where I do actually usually board out Blood Artist. Why didn't they get the token? So yeah, they didn't get the token because I sacrificed the creature the Bowmaster trigger was targeting in response to the trigger. And it's because the creature was no longer there when the trigger went to resolve, it was countered, and so they got no token. So the target still has to be in play after when the trigger resolves to get the token. So I'm going to cut the Blood Artist. I think I'm going to cut maybe Power Conduit number 4, maybe the Halfling. Maybe both of those. Maybe 4th Young Wolf. I think on the draw, I want to cut the 4th Conduit. I think on the play, I want all 4 Conduits. No Spellbombs. Yeah, I don't think Spellbomb is like a good card against Jund Saga. It's mediocre at best. Why the Fool for Break the Ice? Tron is like unwinnable matchup, so I kind of feel like if you're gonna try to beat Tron as a Yawgmoth player, I think you can try to go really crazy and do something like 4 Break the Ice, or you can just try to dodge it. Right now, I think it's popular enough on Magic Online that I would prefer to do something about it. Probably takes the Vial. Maybe wants to take the Conduit. What's the idea of cutting Blood Artist? I've never played Yawgmoth. So, against like these kind of fair, super removal heavy matchups, this is maybe why I forgot I didn't have Blood Artist last night, because I played like against 2 of these kind of decks. You just like almost never win with the combo. You just almost always win by outgrinding them. And so if your plan is to outgrind them, you kind of just don't want to have 2 mana O1s in your deck, you know what I mean? You want to actually outgrind them. Wow, they took Imperial Recruiter. That is a true Jund player. I understand this. Why do you think Tron is unwinnable? I always best Tron on Yawg. You always best Tron on Yawg? I'm being hyperbolic when I say Tron is unwinnable. What that actually translates to is that it's a bad matchup. I think this build of Yawgmoth specifically, and like the slower build I played at the PT is like much worse against Tron than like probably the like Stranglergeist faster build that you have. But even your build is like, I think, not favored against Tron. But you are right that it is better. So I can actually vial in Wall of Roots this turn if I want to. Yeah, but I'm just... Forgive me for the hyperbole. I may not vial in a 2-drop here. I may want to get the engine going, but we'll see. If they dash Ragavan, I will. This is something like damage are not good enough against Tron too narrow. I mean, Break Dice is much better. Both cards are narrow. Narrow is fine for sideboard cards, but... Okay, so I'm gonna get Swamp, and then I'm gonna vial in my Wall of Roots, make a Construct main phase, and still have Bowmaster up. This comes to still good against Tron. I would break dice is better. Break dice is better, I think. Haywire Mite. I wonder what they will try to go after. Is the line of removing a counter from Saga last turn to put counter on their Saga. That's not... people always think that that's how Power Conduit works. That is not how Power Conduit works. So I'm going to go after my Saga. Should Artist be Cutthroat? I think I like Blood Artist a little bit better. I played Cutthroat at the PT. I kind of wish I had played Blood Artist instead. It's a pretty marginal thing, no matter what, though. Okay, so no way to get around the Delirium, and then let's not Bowmaster here, since we want to be able to not have it get pinged. Would T be okay in the Cyber for Tron? Can't be tutored. I mean, I don't like T getting Yawg since it turns off Chord usually, but it wouldn't be heinous. I guess I can protect the Bowmaster with the Power Conduit, so maybe I was supposed to put it into play. Could you have removed the counter from Wall of Roots to put on Saga? Yeah, but we can... I mean, I guess that could have been a little bit better. Doesn't seem like it matters a ton. Gigantha into the hand. Alpine Moon. Name Saga. So I'm going to take up the Vial here. I probably should have done it last turn. Yeah, Urza Saga uses lore counters, not charge counters. But you can also only put counters on artifacts or creatures. You can't put them on... You can't put them on lands. May want to get Dryad Arbor. May want to get Stomping Ground. Not going to fetch yet. Take up the Vial. So we drew Yawgmoth, which we can Vial in this turn. Probably fine to just attack the Ren and 6 first. So attack Ren and 6 down to 2. Float a mana. Remove the counter from Wall of Roots, put the charge counter on the Vial. Vial and Yawgmoth. I think I would sack at least the Orc army here. Oh, well. My opponent says, what a draw. Alright, let's pass. Proliferate Orc. Yeah, I just don't need to proliferate right now. So what do you want to do about this? Oh yeah, I just can't help myself. Can you really blame me? So they have another removal spell. What is this? Why are they casting this now? They need to let my Yawgmoth resolve before you cast freaking Bowmasters. This is such a punt. Yeah, I'll just even get to fizzle their trigger. Drew another Saga. I do have a Mite that can kill the I do have a Mite that can kill the Alpine Moon in the deck. So I draw one more card. My Yawg dies. Cool turn. A little less cool that two of my draws were Saga, but after they played the Moon, but what are you gonna do? Kinda nice they can't make a token. Drew Grist. Follow this in now, I guess, before they can needle it. In pretty good shape. Super happy they're making a token. I just get to kill a draw card. Not a bad card at all. Why only one halfling deck feels weird? I mean, I would play 4. I don't think there's room at the moment. I would. You could maybe cut one more conduit for one more halfling. The first copy has a 2 to target against counterspell decks is good at least. I did want to play 4, but like we're adding conduits, we're adding sagas, we're adding a land. There's not like an infinite room. So they get another copy of Haywire Mite. It'll be pretty interesting to see if they target the conduit or the vial. They do get to pick up a saga. Seeing conduit could be viable because I mean the new Cauldron card see play. I mean the new Cauldron card might see play. I don't know. I'm kind of low on it at the moment, but that card is not awful. My synopsis of like my thought on the card in my video was like powerful but maybe suboptimal. Like I just don't know that it's going to be optimal in these Yawgmoth lists. Just like I don't know that this is going to be an optimal Yawgmoth list either. They have another removal spell. They're miting my Power Conduit in response, okay? It's fine. So now my Yawgmoth is 3 power. Okay, maybe gone for a proliferate kill with Grist. I guess we're a little bit far away from that now. Is the new bunny the new overpowered tar mode? No. It is probably not going to be good the more I think about it, but I'll try to brew with it some more. Like it also just dies to dress down, which is a big problem for cards like the new bunny. So I could shock to have proliferate up. That seems fine. Seems fine. You could proliferate your Saga sometimes. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, probably be more of a Pioneer card. It's something I can like think about trying though, and again, it's just the fact that it dies to dress down specifically is something that makes me even more hesitant on a card I wasn't even that sure of before. Bunny is still a 2-minute construct where you have to pay a card. That's funny to call it paying a card. Like, usually you have to... yeah, usually you have to, like, use a card to get an effect. I know what you mean, though. Yeah, 2 minutes. It is better than a construct too, because it counts for all your permanents. That is a good comparison. Did already build a Rat's Tribal deck? I mean, I have like a draft, but boy, does it not look like good at all. I feel like we have to do it though. Yeah, not supposed to put a counter on there. Saga here. Okay, so I have 10 damage off my Grist ultimate here, at least. That's 11 damage, 12 damage. Let's start off, play Bowmaster. It's maybe a mistake to put the counter on the go away. I think it's fine. So I have 9 creatures in my graveyard. 10, 11, 12. Well, I don't think the Blood Crypt is particularly good at drawing cards or getting life and instant speed. I guess just good sequencing would dictate that you hold priority here and then sack your creatures for the Grist ultimate and hope you didn't miscount. Feeling good? Is Power Conduit just there because there's many errant counters at this deck, or is there a combo I'm not seeing? So Power Conduit lets you keep your Urza Saga around to get a new card off Urza Saga every turn. It allows you to put counters on your Aether Vial, which is really nice to make Aether Vial like a card you're not that unhappy to top deck in the mid to late game. It also can reset the Undying on Yawgmoth, which it gives you a blocker for every single turn. You could even lean into Undying cards a bit more. The problem is like there just aren't like many, if any, good Undying cards outside of Yawgmoth, and that is the idea. Windswept Heath, Breeding Pool, Delighted Halfling. Okay, so Omnath. Hopefully my Vial lives. Although we'll be happy enough to have just top deck the land. Should be plenty comfortable getting a basic swamp here. Yeah, round 1 was Amulet. Kitchen Sphinx combo with Conduit. The problem is, I mean, it's you can reset Persist, sure. Is Strangle Root not good now? No, not really. It's okay, but like I haven't like been liking it a ton in my Yawgmoth decks. What has disconnected? Yeah, the casting cost also very restrictive in this build. Howdy, Clockwork. Wasn't there an infinite combo with Wall Root spec when it got printed the first time? Was there? First I'd be hearing of it. I think Bloodbraid Marauder has a potential in Modern. I spent a lot of time brewing with Bloodbraid Marauder, playing like. I don't think it's very good as a combo card. It can be a bit better as a value card, but I don't think it's like super. I don't think it's very good at either. I wouldn't really recommend spending a lot of time with it. It's also like, you know, it is also a 1 toughness creature. Like, I know it has like an ETB of like finding a Mishra's Bauble or whatever, but you know, it's just a very easy card to clean up and mitigate the value that you would get potentially. Thoughts on Beanstalk Affinity and 8 cast? The problem, so one thing is like the problem with Affinity is not is not that you can't draw a lot of cards. You can draw a lot of cards. But like one thing is like you're drawing all these cards, you just can't kill a Bowmaster, and the Bowmaster is killing all your creatures is a big problem for Affinity. Up the Beanstalk plays into that more. It's also just a deck that's very easy to hate out. Beanstalk doesn't change that. Beanstalk also not an artifact in your all artifact deck. Although that being said, it does grow Nettle Cyst if you play Nettle Cyst. Okay, so my opponent shocks in Sacred Foundry. And they have a Teferi, I imagine. Imagination's still working. They bounce the Vial. Okay. Could just be correct. Oh, wait, sorry. Wait, yeah, sorry. Wait, this is a swamp. Could be correct to cast Grist. Could be correct to cast Grist here. I really wish that I could go add a counter, play Vial, play Wallivers, and like have Chord up on my opponent's turn. Although it would just be for 1, I guess. Yeah, maybe I'm also gonna. Maybe I should just do Chord for Arbor. Play Wall of Chord. For Bowmaster, can't do that. Can't code punch anyways. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We can just main phase this. Obviously, they can never run in 6, but I think this makes sense with my hand. With my hand being like all action, I think it makes sense to develop my mana a bit more. Certainly was not a line that played well around Ren. Ridden 6 plus pending. Pretty disgusting turn. Not really much else to do besides cast a Grist. Plus. Hit 3 Grists. Not this time. Is creativity just dead? It ain't that alive, I guess. It's actually probably coming back around a little bit in viability. Some Frenchies argued that the existence of Time Vault means there's a weird step before the turn starts, when you choose to untap Time Vault. And Wall of Roots said once per turn, but during that step there is no turn, so there is no there is no limitation. So you have Wall of Roots, Stasis, and Magma Mine, anything to dump into infinite mana. You make infinite mana with Wall of Roots before the next turn step. Then Stasis skips its untap step. That's so funny. That was a great story, Kai. Okay, so I can go Recruiter for Bowmaster, Violin Bowmaster, kill Ragavan, sack the Orc Army token to kill Teferi, and then let Wrenn and 6 minus on Bowmaster. Alternatively, I can not let them minus the Wrenn and 6 on Bowmaster and kill Wrenn and 6 instead. I think I'm down letting them minus on the Bowmaster so they don't get the Teferi minus. I guess I could also Chord if I plus the Grist, so I could Chord for 3. Oh wait, sorry. I Bowmaster the Wrenn. I definitely Bowmaster Wrenn. Duh. Sorry. I'm just like so used to Bowmaster Ragavan. I think I just minus on the Teferi. So if I plus, I'm Chording for 3. I think that's probably just a bit better to minus. Glad I didn't miss that. Okay, good turn. Keld at the $10. Thank you. Yeah, it's okay, Keld. I'm sorry I got so grumpy. I knew you meant well. It wasn't even like it was nothing personal. I'm not bothered by it. It's okay. I'm not sweating. Is the reason Chord is rarely in Asmodex is Finale that much better? I mean, yeah, I think Finale is mostly better, but you could try to figure something out with Chord instead. I don't think that there's no room for trying that. Okay, Happy at Solitude, not Fury. Don't really mind. Main phase Solitude, Exile Bowmaster. Have no good plan with Ragavan. Seems good for me. Okay, take this up to 3. Plus the Grist. Thank you, Haywire Mite. Let's go. Yeah, it does seem like we're going to cast Wall of Roots, Chord for Yawg. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I guess. Oh, right, you can't undo Wall of Roots. I was thinking that if I wanted to sack one of the 2 walls to Yawgmoth, which seemed somewhat likely, I would want to sack one with more counters on it, then spread the counters out. Wasn't sure. Should have spent a little bit more time thinking about it. Okay, so now I can cast Young Wolf. How did we win this game? What happened? Guess my opponent had kind of a bad turn last turn. Wish I could cast the Power Conduit. I think I will sack one more cycle. It would be just nice to find either a Saga or another 1-drop for me to use my mana well, or a 3-drop for the Vial. Okay, and I found one of those things at least. So next turn I can next turn if my Yawgmoth lives, I can peel a counter off the Aether Vial, so I can start vialing in Bowmasters, or I can if my Yawgmoth dies, then I can just start vialing in another Yawg next turn. Cool. That was a weird game to win. I I did not really think we were gonna win that one. Okay, I probably want the Needle. It's maybe push, maybe not push. So I want at least 1 Mite for their rings and bindings. I think 2 Mites is probably going to be the correct number post board. I don't think you want 3. Want the Needle. I want to cut Blood Artist. I think I've been liking cutting the 4th Conduit on the draw. Let's do that again, and then reassess on the play. What does Grist have 4 loyalty now? Is the bug? Well, we got an extra loyalty on Grist because we milled over Haywire Mite with Grist, which is an insect. I like that we could Needle Ridden 6. Let's keep this. Don't like that we have no black mana, but maybe there'll be some on the top of our library. No name, 19 months, thank you. So, if they do have Ridden 6, and I go Wall of Roots, cast Haywire Mite, they can bounce the Needle, Ridden 6, kill the Mite. I think I shouldn't be that paranoid about it. And if they're bouncing the Needle, they're not bouncing my Wall of Roots, which is maybe just good enough. What inspired this version of was something that's before the PT? No, this is a new idea. I mean, although I think like the Yawg, all my testing of Yawg at the PT is part of the reason how I got here, maybe. But I've had a few different brews that have involved Aether Vial, Power Conduit, and Urza Saga. I think it's like a cute little engine that makes Aether Vial a better card, lets you keep your Sagas around, and also makes your Power Conduits a better card too, because you have more things to use them on besides just Saga. Dude, Grist is insane! I'm so good at Yawgmoth! I'm so good. I only had 1 Grist left in the deck too. That's so funny. I'm so good at Yawgmoth. And so I was kind of looking at one of the old builds that was playing Recruiter and like the Kiki combo that we had played in the past. I was like, I wonder if you could do Recruiter Yawgmoth combo instead. And I spent too long trying to find like really atypical builds of Yawgmoth, and then I realized, oh, Power Conduit just resets the Undying on Yawgmoth. Let's just play a more typical Yawgmoth show. So he's got 4 cards. Okay, so we are gonna probably kill the Omnath, attack the Teferi this turn. Play Saga, so maybe Wall of Roots, Recruiter for Yawgmoth. Minus sack the Recruiter. Still missing a black mana. Can get a Springleaf Drum off the Saga and the turn after if we miss this turn. I'm so good at Yawgmoth. Trying to make a choice with next RCQ. Last time I got second with Mill. And try something more meta. Options of Greenshot, Hammer, 4-color control. I mean, I think 4-color control is kind of great at RCQs. People play like John. The mid range is like one of the top decks at like local RCQs for me usually. 4 color is probably very good. I don't know how I'd build it though. I need to revisit it. The thing is that 4 color is kind of boring. I think the preordains are good. Lore Unrevealed could still be good in some number. We'll see. Yeah, but Jund midrange is like almost always the most popular deck for local RCQs for me. So I have another binding. Goes after the Grist. Would it be a shame if I had 2 more Grist in my hand, huh? Well, Overgrown is kind of nice with Urza Saga too, where you get to like use it for Saga mana on your opponent's turn. So here I can go Grist plus Saga token, which is probably better than getting this Vial down. I think we just plus. Man, so unlucky to not mill the other Haywire Mite. Yeah, I've tried to build Cottage plus Grist a couple times. It's not really there. I have a 0 win rate against Jund in paper tournaments for reasons unknown to me. It's because these Jund players have been playing the deck nonstop for 10 years. Just an army of Reed Dukes, you know. Secret Reed Dukes. Secret Reed Dukes everywhere. My father played Jund midrange, taught me how to cast Inquisition and a Goyf, and I am upholding the family tradition. So we're gonna get Drum and cast Yawgmoth. Are we ever minusing this Grist this turn? I guess it does make sense to try to kill this Teferi so that I can Chord in response to like a removal spell on Yawgmoth. And so if we're going to do that, we're going to want all our creatures on tap, so let's just do it now. Huh. That could have gone better for us. We don't get to kill the Teferi now. Although, I don't know, this... maybe I'm not that upset. So what are we doing? Tap this for black, probably. Also, y'all, Wolverines can tap to Springleaf Drum and make a mana. I can't Chord. I think I'm actually just gonna let this. I have to let this resolve, right? So let this resolve. 4, 5. I think I'm just gonna Chord for Bowmaster, which lets them not minus the Teferi. Gives me things to sacrifice to Yawgmoth next turn. Gives me creatures for Springleaf Drum. Gives me insulation against Ring, and then I can also play my Vial this turn, which will be relevant later. Maybe. Chord for another Grist. Well, no more Grist left. They forget about the Needle, maybe? Man, Magic Online is bugged. They buffed Bowmaster. You can't target it with Rin anymore. Okay, then they bolt the Grist. Thankfully I have the 4th one. Could be good to play the 4th Grist this turn and save the Yawgmoth for another turn. I think that this draw makes me think that that is the case, since I'll be able to Vial it next turn and draw a million cards. Just attack the Teferi first, I guess. I like how we just totally outgrinded Jund Saga, totally outgrinding Omnath here. Last Mite? It's never lucky, dude. We have 6 creatures in our graveyard also. Another Saga, great draw. I'm a little bit scared about a Solitude. I think I'm going to go ahead and attack the Teferi with just my Orc army. And if they Solitude my Bowmaster, then I get to Vial Bowmaster in. Buff this token, then kill the Teferi. Although maybe it's better to deal damage to Teferi this way. Could keep another token in play and just like kill this with Yawg. Or maybe just let the damage happen and then I have another token. I guess that was actually that was the better line. And then kind of classic talk through the best line and take the line my brain was thinking the first time. It's always so hard to like talk and play. It's okay. Let's just draw one card at a 1-drop. I think I'm just going to leave these in play for now. Still super ahead. Saga tokens, putting a lot of pressure on them. Just kind of winning on every axis at the moment. We have proliferated Saga Vial. I don't think so, but it is. We talked about it a little bit. The ability to do it. They got 2 cards over there. So they're going to Pithing the Needle, then ping my Bowmaster. I'll sack Bowmaster, draw a card. Not a bad card. Is there 2 Pendings? Pending Solitude, okay. Pretty good hand. I think we're still doing well. So Power Conduit would be really crazy to get to Vial and the Yawgmoth this turn, and then keep my Sagas around forever. Now what, I guess? Infinite decisions. I can Chord after I plus Grist if I want to. Seems okay to just plus Grist, cast Yawg. Plus Grist, cast Yawg, and then... I think I want to Violet in next turn, make a token off the Saga. They have no cards in their hands. This could be wrong. Bug, Drum, Yawg, yeah. Like, one thing in these matchups especially is, like, you really don't want to play your Yawgmoth without creatures in play. Obviously, we would have 1 creature to kill the Solitude. But if we just wait a turn, we're going to have a lot more, like, we're going to be able to do a lot more with our Yawgmoth. We also don't have a Blood Artist in our deck at the moment, so... Like, Yawgmoth is just a value card at the moment, and we're not getting a ton of value here, is kind of my thinking. So they drew another Solitude, I guess? I mean, I'm certainly going to... Oh, yeah, I was a 3-3 against a 2-2. 2-1, sorry. Maybe another Ridden 6? Urza Conduit Vial, maybe copper for free counter, and maybe copper for free counter. Yeah, I think Thopter Blade is another place to try it. I was kind of messing with it yesterday and kind of ended up here instead, I guess. Yeah, not sure about goblins. Like, you just don't really have incidental counters, but maybe if you go back into the persist combo, but I don't remember the persist combo being very good. Top Tick to Fury is good for them. So we get to tick up the vial to 4. I do have one more Haywire Mite in the deck, right? Maybe a Proliferate turn. But I kind of just want a Chord for Bowmaster now. So Chord for Bowmaster. Damage on the Rin and 6. Shrink the... Should I tap for a green here? I think I want to be able to maybe Boseiju on my opponent's turn. Because it's not that likely I could do that. I can. Just do this. Oh, wait, I forgot that the Construct came into play this turn. Sorry. Complicated game. I was thinking I could attack with the Teferi at the Construct. I didn't realize it was summoning sick. So they bounce their Binding, so I just Boseiju Binding in response. Insane. Ended up working out so much better for me. We get an extra card for the ultimate. I think of Inverter of Truth combo modern. I've put in a few different builds. There's more than nothing there, but it's not not a deck that I think has. I haven't found a good build out there. Maybe you can be the one to break it. I think I could win this turn. So put us down to 12. Do you need another Overgrown Tomb? Okay. Both of them still in there. I guess I could have just tapped the drum, huh? 1, 2, done. So I have 9 creature cards in the graveyard, and so I only have to sacrifice 1 creature here. Oh, sorry. I do this a lot where I click the creature first with Yawgmoth, but it's asking me for the target. Do that all the time. But it says another verdict to be too much to ask. If only I had one more piece. I'm just teasing, but binding Teferi, Fury, Rin, Solitude, Pending, Bolt, Verdict, Omnath. I just needed one more verdict. I don't even think it would have done. Yeah, obviously, like both times I hit like the extra Creature of Grist is a really big deal. I think we mulligan that hand. It's kind of close. Would probably take that hand over the average 5. Maybe we'll have it above average 5. This might qualify as above average. I'm going to put back Boseiju. This would be a really good 5. Or it's a really good 6. Maybe I put back Power Conduit, but Conduit plus Yawgmoth is so nice. I think you have to put back the Conduit, though. Yeah, you can Vial Grist into play. We've done it a couple times, I think. Against Hammer. Infinite Yawgmoth blocker may have been nice. Hammer is typically a good matchup for Yawgmoth, though, so hard to feel too upset about seeing this. We may die in turn 2, which would be worse. Saga is very good for my opponent here. The rare turn 2 hammer kill. Kind of hoping to see it. Not this time. Take it up. Fumbling. Tough bowl to 5. Maybe that 7 was fine. The mana was kind of wonky, though. Obviously, that is certainly something you sacrifice with this build. I do have a Haywire Mite in the deck still, but I would have to draw something like... I'd have to like keep Vial on 2, draw Wall of Roots. Which is a plan, I guess. Oh, now I'm still dead? Wow, they don't even attack. Okay. Guess I could have also gone for Recruiter. But yeah, even like, so if I kill Saga, they just move Hammer onto Nexus. If I kill Hammer, they kill me with Nexus. Yeah, I don't actually have a line there. Okay, so let's bring in the pushes, the extra mites, and potentially the needle, potentially 1 break the ice, probably no break the ice. So then maybe another matchup where you cut the Blood Artist. Probably one where you want to go down 2 conduits because you don't care as much about the slower grindy value. Maybe trimming a Recruiter. I think I'm down to cut the artist. You mostly just win by outgrinding them. But if that's the plan, we probably want the needle. So maybe we go down a Vial with all these extra 1-mana artifacts. Seems okay. I think in like one of Yawgmoth's best matchups, maybe it makes sense just to build a deck like this, like your more typical Yawgmoth stuff. Power Gob, reimagine Power Yawg. Okay, Goblin Engineer looks currently unplayable. I know it's a Goblin. Okay, so you also have Metallic Mimic as a one-of. The thing is, Goblin Engineer, like you need to be sacking artifacts for value. You need to be sacking artifacts for value for this card to be something you want to register in your deck, in my experience. It's not good just as like, okay, I'm going to put my Conduit in the yard, then I'm going to sack a Vial, I'm going to sack a Mimic. Like you still have like nothing good to sacrifice, and I do think like this is a start. But you have I don't know how you're fitting more I don't know how you're fitting more like things to sacrifice into the deck, but like you could try to lean into it more. Also, like I really dislike that this build for some reason wants to be in on the Grimgully. I guess it wants to be in on Grimgully combo because of Power Conduit, when the Snoop combo is just so much stronger. I don't know. Oh, that's a great draw. I can go Power Conduit and make a Construct next turn. Then get like 3 more Haywire Mites. Kind of just like killing the drum here. Slows them down so much, I feel. They don't get to hold up a protection spell either. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you've done the thing, but the thing doesn't look very good to me. Or like doesn't look as promising as the Yawgmoth build, and doesn't look as good as traditional Snoop combo. So I don't know. You'd have to play it, and like my only advice is that the engineers are not playable in your deck at the moment. Any good goblins to make treasures? Yeah, I don't think legal in modern. So am I going to Boseiju the Hammer, or am I going to Boseiju the Aid? I think Boseijuing the Hammer makes more sense with the Paladin being in play. I do feel like they have a protection spell, though, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Maybe they have another Hammer. That would be bad. Can only put 1/+1 counter on the Wall of Roots here, unfortunately. Can deck play Fable? Yeah, maybe. Doesn't work with Vial, but Fable would be something. Maybe they drew that off the Paladin. So I guess we might as well peel a counter off the wall, just put a charge counter on the Conduit. Those draws both game, pretty good. We do get to Haywire Mite this turn, and Grist. I might even just kill the Saga main phase and like just let them and try to chump block with Grist. Sentinel doesn't do much. So we only have 2 more mites. Maybe I want a 4th Haywire Mite. It's twice this league. I kind of wanted it. I can also now. I guess we're gonna plus the Grist. I have Yavimaya, so I can still tap the Saga for green. So this line loses to them somehow having Shadow Spear plus Hammer, which just doesn't feel that likely. Although, I guess we're not doing well against just a single Shadow Spear. It's a good start for us. Boseiju the Aid while the effect is on the stack. Still equip the Paladin. Yeah, you have to Sigarda's Aid in response to the casting of Hammer. Or you kill Sigarda's Aid in response to the casting of Hammer if you were going to target that. Why didn't kill Paladin with Wolf? We can do that next turn. I'm just pretty comfortable, I think, leaving the Paladin in play for a turn. They have Sigarda's Aid. I have a 1/1. Oh. Okay, I didn't really factor Path to Exile into this plan very well, I guess. I wonder if it's best to Needle Giver of Runes here. IDK seem tag greed in general. Okay. I feel like it's fine, but thank you for your feedback. It's a hard deck to play. There's a million lines. I feel like I'm taking reasonable lines. I think the line ended up working out despite them even having like a pretty impactful path exile here. If their hand like by the line loses to like Shadow Spear, but because they have Sigarda's Aid, we're like I don't know. I feel like we're still not doing very well against Shadow Spear. So they get another hammer. They play a second Sigarda's Aid. I can block all three creatures though because I have Dryad Arbor. They're probably worried about me being able to exile their Shadow Spear next turn. Cool game. Oh, also, does anybody know if there's maintenance tomorrow? There's usually... Maintenance has been, like, the Wednesday before set release for, like, the last 3 or 4. Does anybody know, or can anybody check? So they kill the Construct, I kill their Sentinel... Oh, they are keeping Sentinel. Sure. So I can Infinite Undie, but I just think it's better to keep my Sagas around, right? Drawing Yawgmoth is pretty good. Although this turn I do think I'm gonna activate Haywire Mite and make another Construct. To know with the 41, thank you. If I could cast Yawg and activate Mite, I might have taken that line instead. Downtime is tomorrow. Okay, cool. So I get a Baldur's Gate day tomorrow. Second Pally. If their last 2 cards here are Paladin, another 1 mana. Equipment, good beats. Do you want to save the Smite for Shadow Spear? I don't think so. What Act in Baldur's? I'm in Act 3. So I think I block like this. JP with the 5-pack? Thank you with the 5-pack. Hope you're doing well today. Gotta give stuff from JP, make sure to thank them. Where does Act 2 start? After you get over the bridge or under the bridge. I've said too much. Okay, so we attack with both constructs. Thank you, GP. They do have Metalcraft. Yeah, I think we're even like beating a Shadow Spear at this point. And Bluff with the 3 months. Thank you as well. Welcome back. Maybe we should have just made a token, dealt him 1 more damage. Yeah, third artifact is Esper Sentinel, right? Oh, wait. The third artifact was Hammer. It was Hammer. It was Hammer now that the Hammer's gone. They did lose it, you're right. Okay, what changes on the draw here? I think I like our plan. Let's run it back. Why Break the Ice? I mean, it shouldn't be that complicated, right? Break the Ice is just an anti-Tron sideboard card, and I'm just, trying to not lose to Tron with my sideboard. Oh, no, Break the Ice. Break the Ice is okay against Hammer. I think my sideboard plan is, like, robust enough that I don't want to include Break the Ice as part of that plan. Well, I hope they go for it next turn. Any woe cards you feel see play modern? That's a great question. You can type !woe in the chat, and I have a 30-minute YouTube video talking about all the cards.
Obviously, you're gonna want to put
all the cards I like from woe. Thoughts on attacking for 1? My thoughts are that it doesn't really matter, but was probably correct. Well, kind of easy turns here. Didn't even really mind getting hit by Cauldron that much, since I have Haywire Mite coming down next turn. Yeah, I really enjoyed I Think You Should Leave. That show was awesome. Interesting attack. Let's just block here. Since I'm about to get the Orc Army back anyways. They also have Shadow Spear. That's bad, but it's not that bad. Because, yeah, next turn I can get Mite, use Mite to kill Shadow Spear, and then I just have Yawgmoth in play, and I don't really know what they do. I'm not really sure how they can win from here. My life total's not that high, I guess, but it's not that low either. I guess the Path to Exile we saw last game can maybe give us some trouble. The Cauldron is also kind of a concern. It's manageable though. Less manageable if they do put it on something here. So give me another Mite next turn. I think I want to shrink this maybe by 1 more at least. I did decide out Blood Artist, so we're not able to combo here. So is the line take 3 down to 6, shock and Stomping Ground down to 4, play Recruiter, play Mite, activate Mite? I don't think I like that as much as just like using my creatures to manage the Cauldron here. Okay, now I can Chord for another Young Wolf, or I can Chord for Mite. I think Chording for another Young Wolf makes sense. Maybe a win with big Yawgmoth kind of game. I do need to start thinking about how it is we could lose. It's they can't really Path to Exile my Yawgmoth and then kill me with Nexus all in one go now. They could do that if they have the Springleaf Drum mana, so I think like the first thing to do here is probably kill their Giver of Runes, just to make sure they're not going to be able to go Path Yawgmoth, untap, play land, kill me with Inkmoth Nexus. Okay. Obviously a pretty good draw. I would really like to proliferate this turn. I think we save the Mite. We needle the Inkmoth Nexus. I'm gonna discard Grist. 1, 2, 3 proliferates. And next turn I can even Ultimate Grist if I want to. Could have proliferated their Giver. Oh yeah, that's true. I would, yeah. Fuck. No. Oh, I missed it. I missed this line. Well, that's how we lose. Oh man, I just could have killed it. What am I doing? Oh, what am I doing? I could have just killed it. Sorry, chat. Well, we're gonna keep this, despite it being just a normal Yawgmoth hand. The question why wasn't it always running it? Only a card is guys they can think of, remove guys. Well, the thing is like just Vial by itself, I think, is not enough for you to want to play Saga, but the combination of Power Conduit is, you know. I will say this, that, you know, ideas are... Your best ideas are the ones where your Twitch chatters go, oh, why weren't people always doing this? Those are the best ideas. When you can get people to ask that question, you've had a good idea. Love to see a Yawgmoth against a Ragavan. To reunion Infinite Rats Gem deck to give everything haste. Yeah, the problem is the combo is just like really bad, right? Or sorry, let's talk about the food combo. Yeah, maybe reunion in that deck. I think like probably not, but I don't hate it. Don't think I need to really be worried about main deck Blood Moon. I think I might get basic Swamp anyways. I know we can't cast Recruiter. Maybe we should be having. I'm not. I think I want only one red fetchable, but maybe it's supposed to be Blood Crypt instead. Maybe we're supposed to have both. You want to be kind of careful about having your mana base be too painful in Yawgmoth, of course. Dan, thank you for the 9 months. Whereas Power Conduit is better than Geist. So Power Conduit is really good with Urza Saga. In response to Urza Saga Chapter 3, you get to tap it, remove the counter from Saga, you get to keep your Saga around forever, you get to search something every turn. Power Conduit is also really nice because it can put charge counters on or take off Aether Vial, so Aether Vial becomes a like much more powerful effect. I think I want Wall more than I want to... I guess... Yeah, I more than I want this to die to Bolt this turn. Do I want a Chord for 0 though? Is going to be the big question here. So if I Chord for 0, I'll have Arbor, Wall of Roots, then I go Boseiju, Swamp. I have at that point, or use Wall of Roots to cast Wall of Roots. So Wall of Roots. Then I have on their turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so enough. So yes, we do want a Chord for 0. Except deck 6 new cards? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm okay with the bolt here, I think. Mostly just going to be pressuring their mana. I guess we could have had Chord for 3 up on their turn. My opponent says Urza Saga, ha 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 ha. Seems like they're a fan. Yeah, this swamp does look like a forest. I've thought it was a forest a couple times. May want to switch it. Again, we're not just playing Saga like as a random value card. We're playing it because like the combination of it plus Power Conduit is like I think powerful and synergistic and lets the deck attack from a unique angle. So I'm going to play around Spell Pierce. I'm not going to just... Wait, do I have enough to Chord for Yawgmoth? I don't, right? And play for Spell Pierce. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we'll make a token. We'll have enough on my upkeep. Although we can maybe just float a mana from Saga and then get the Haywire Mite and tap that for Convoke too. Does the 3-color mana with Saga feel good? It feels a bit clunky. I mean, it's not really 3 colors. Like we have a light red splash for exactly Imperial Recruiter. I don't feel like it's really a huge cost now. And like, you know, a lot of times you're using your Saga to fix for your Recruiter Splash. It's honestly, I think, more so that Saga is tough on the mana base than anything else, but it works. I think it works. I should have let their Surveil resolve. So we do have a Vial on one, so we don't need to play the Yawgmoth yet. They made Dasher Ragavan. Proliferate now? No. Not really a proliferate turn, I think. Is really playing Blood Arbor's Throat. I mean, this. I know Cutthroat can kill through ring protection. I just don't think it's that relevant. You just kill them on their upkeep most of the time. Against the ring decks, you cut the Blood Artist or Cutthroat anyways post board. I just don't think it matters very much. And I think triggering off your opponent's creatures dying is more relevant. But you know, it's not a huge decision point either. Okay, so we'll take up the Vial next turn and get the Recruiter going. I think it was proliferate instead of sack the last creature for DRC. I think was much better to proliferate than, or sorry, to sack the last creature than to proliferate, and because both my card in hand was good, I didn't want to discard it, and I want to draw another card instead. Could have Vialed and Wolf in response to Heat for more draws. I could have, yeah, I should have actually. Just tap Drum. I don't want to play this into counter magic. I'm playing around counter spells. Also, we can't make a Saga token if we cast the Recruiter, right? Might even just like tick up Vial to 3 this turn, tick it up to 4 next turn, just like not let them counter Yawgmoth. Be happy enough to make Saga tokens. Okay, they concede. If we had Wolf before Yawg died, we just win. Yeah. We ended up winning anyways, huh? More or less sideboarding like this. Then we play like 1 push over Recruiter 4. Since we're bringing all the 3 endurances. Yeah, it was a fine concession. They were pretty dead. This deck is really sick. I woke up super excited for this today. Oh, if only we had an Aether Vial to put our Arbor into play. We do have turn 1 Yawgmoth against a Ragavan deck. We have Endurance, we're on the draw. I'm going to try this hand. Obviously, it really needs to draw a land. Or a Vial. If you just need to take the counter of Saga, but don't have the Vial yet, can you put a charge counter on Power Conduit? Yes, yeah, you can put a charge counter on Power Conduit, or a +1 counter on any creature you do happen to have. Certainly okay if they counter this. They do counter it. I'll leave this back for Ragavan. A little bit scared of Blood Moon, but sometimes you lose to Blood Moon. Could be better to Endurance in response here so that they can't counter the Endurance, but if they counter the Endurance, maybe I get to resolve a small Chord. Guess it's not the most valuable. The Sleepy Fairy from Wall West counters, could Power Conduit make that really good? No, it's just not. your big payoff of like curving 1 into 2 is on turn 3 having a 3/3 flyer that can attack. It's just, what are we doing here? Turn 4 have a 3/3 flyer even? I don't know. It's doesn't seem good. Okay, they let it go if they do have a counter spell. So they have heat. We'll take that. Slowing down a Murktide here is pretty nice. We put a Bowmaster to play here. Play around Spell Pierce. That's your counters of flying. Okay, it gets pretty big. I don't know. I'm not that into it, but maybe, I don't know. Yeah, you could it would be something. It would be something. You could play Aether Vial also in a fairy deck with this card. It's maybe. I wouldn't completely dismiss it. You're kidding, dude! Anger of the Gods. What the fuck? Anger of the Gods. What the fuck? It's tough. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe they would have Fury and be pretty bad, but Anger was so much worse there. Tough, tough, tough. I'll say deck's looking good. Ideas are paying off. Been a good stream so far. It feels bad about to punt the hammer match too. Cost with the 19, thank you. Opponent, really think about switching up their sideboard plan for game 3. Did I see on cards coming to Moto? I did not see that. Is it like the... Oh, we okay, it's happening. Violin, Dryad Arbor on turn 0, or turn 1. It happened. And it's beautiful. And that happened, but it's actually pretty good for them to have both the arbor there. You know, it's like, you know, one less bolt for this bowmaster. It's it's fun. It's fun. What can you say? Why people almost always side Arts against Murktide. I found to be a situation I could have combo killed them. The situations where you can combo kill Murktide, you should almost always be able to win anyways. That means that you have a Yawgmoth in play. That means you're able to draw a ton of cards. These are games that you should be able to win against Yawgmoth anyways. So don't have a card that is that only helps you win the games you could win anyways. Somewhat. 8 months. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to cut wall, but yeah, not wasting the land drop is really the big thing too, of course. Okay, maybe try to get Bowmaster out of removal range. It's currently not dying to heat, which is interesting. Don't think we can really protect it from a bolt at the moment. Yeah, I think I leave both my conduits to play up, still to play around the possibility of unholy heat. Put my opponent down to 15. I'll cast a Yawgmoth. If they want to counter Yawgmoth, we'll accept that. Yeah, anger, I guess, you know. I'll lose to anger twice. And no heats, you know. If they just have anger, that card's really good, you know what I mean? I mean, I guess I could have played around it by putting a counter on Bowmaster a little bit more aggressively. Looks like they have a 5/5 Murktide. Could beat a 5/5 Murktide. We're down to 13. Let's main phase, reset the Undying, buff the Bowmaster. We're doing deck text, but just channel point deck text today, and for the foreseeable future. I think I've ever seen a 4/4 Bowmaster before. Well, it would be nice if we could somehow figure out a way to beat Anger this game. They have 3 cards in their hand. Not attacking. A way to put a counter on this would be really nice. Next turn, I guess. Will they counter it? Sure, I don't think we're attacking. Unlocking too many of their cantrip effects seems bad. Including that one. This is also a counter that I can use to grow the Bowmaster. So if I attack and my opponent blocks and uses a removal spell, is this a situation that we're okay with? It's pretty close. I think I'm going to pass. I think specifically the draw of Urza Saga makes me prefer to pass here. I think there's a good chance that this is blocking up some like preordains and stuff. Although they probably would have cast preordain instead of Sec Islet. Could kill their land. Oh yeah, just Boseiju a land here. Seems probably correct to do end of turn now. Not a line that comes up that often, but you're right. Okay, I'd like to see that with my Bowmaster in play, huh? A bit scared of second Murktide. They do have Delirium now, but my Bowmaster does actually survive heat. Yeah. It does delay my ability to make a Saga token by a turn. If they have another burn spell, you know, they have another burn spell, but I kind of think if they... Maybe they have a second heat and they just couldn't do anything with it earlier. Kind of doesn't seem like... I mean, one of their two cards is likely Counterspell. We'll see. Yeah, Saga with no counters remains in the battlefield. Saga dies when it loses chapters, not counters. It's a thing. It's an annoying thing, but a thing. And they have a bobble trigger too, so to grow this again. This is maybe the largest Orcish Bowmaster of all time, although it's sadly dying to unholy heat. So I probably hold the Boseiju so I can cast a 2-drop and make a Saga token. Don't think we're casting that. Oh, sorry, I can't make a Saga token. Duh, because of the whole thing, huh? So I guess we do main phase this. And don't grow the Murktide by a million. I can put 2 counters on the Endurance and block if I want to. They've used 2 or 3 heats. They've used 2 heats. Yeah, it still taps for mana. Because it gained the ability to tap for mana the turn it comes down. Cool game. And now it's gaining the ability to make a Saga token, and it will retain that ability for as long as it remains on the field. Which means that I can forgo the ability to make a construct every turn if I want to attack with an Endurance. I can peel 2 counters off the Saga, and that's fine. I think I like this choice, and not waiting around for them to draw another Murktide. If they don't block and they do have another Murktide, I'm only dead to another Lightning Bolt, so I think this is still a fine attack. Yeah, I can peel from the army if I need to, but if I'm going to peel one, I might as well peel both from the Urza Saga. Keep my token around. They also might not. They might just not block. And if they don't block, am I going to put them to 3? Or do I really care about getting like a Haywire Mite into play next turn? Or do I even have a Mite in the deck at the moment? Yeah, I don't. Let's just go ahead and buff it. I think we just care about making tokens rather than putting artifacts into play. If they somehow have heat and this is like just a sick pump fake, good beats. You want to put them to 4? You just want to tap the tap the conduit one time. It's kind of cute. Why not make a construct before using conduit? Why make a construct before using conduit? I still can make a construct. It has the ability to make a construct. It doesn't have to have 2 chapters on it for it to make a construct. No, it's kind of confusing. I think the land play there was good. I did play a land this turn already. I played my Verdant Catacombs this turn. Well, super happy that they cast that second main phase. Exiles Misty Rainforest. I think they also already played their land. No, they didn't. So this is an extra counter also. So they have to counter this, right? If they have the counter spells, they probably do. I do think that their plan here is to like beat me over the course of 2 turns with this Murktide, like Murktide plus Bolt maybe. So like the fact that I have 2 things that force the counter here is pretty nice. I'm pretty sure this is. I guess this doesn't play around them having 2 pieces of removal. They have second Odawara? They have Subtlety. You didn't Subtlety the Bowmasters? What the fuck? Just cast Orcish Bowmaster main phase, go to combat, cast Subtlety. It's funny. So I want to play this, I'm not dead. Of course. I will chump block if they attack with the Murktide, I guess. Kind of shocked they're fetching. Their life total seems like it's in such a perilous position. Wouldn't it be crazy to target the Murktide here? Because then I could like buff the endurance with the Bowmaster army and trade, but I think it's better to just put them to 2. Okay, I'm dead to Lightning Bolt. Be an awesome game. Either way. Does feel like they have it with how confidently they're attacking here, unfortunately. Yeah. Tough game. Tough 3-0 into 2 really tough losses. This one I feel like we played okay. Obviously punted the match against Hammer, but good showing overall. I think I'm just going to run it back for now. Could consider playing the 4th Mite in the board, but let's just run it back for now.